And then, there are always concerts in the Caribbean, the jazz festivals, jazz cruises, that type of thing. So music is becoming a key driver for travel in the U.S. And now the new British Airways is with their flight between Nashville and New Orleans. They're going to be connected to the Deep South and more music. And of course, with them flying into Nashville, you'll get to experience the music of Nashville because it'll be easier access coming from Europe on British Airways. And there's first ever guided music road walking tour. So that's kind of cool. You get to go to some recording studios and publishing houses, and that actually kicked off this year, 2018. Another combination trip, pack rafting, that's PACK rafting, is going mainstream. So there is this inflatable raft that folds into a backpack, and then you get to hike and travel to some of the local water spots and go rafting and take your raft with you. So it says, U.S. locals, the American Pack Rafting Association reports that 76% of its members picked up the hobby in the last few years. So pack rafting is relatively unheard of in Europe. So U.S. is trying to fill the pack rafting adventures so that people can come to the U.S. and try out this new activity. You can paddle through Wrangell St. Elias National Park in Alaska and with Kennecott guides, or see the Grand Canyon National Park on a 6-day hike and pack rafting trip with Wildland Trekking in Arizona. So that might be something you want to try, pack rafting. Then we've heard of food trucks. Now there are food halls. Yeah. Food halls. This is where the halls are this contemporary setting of modern furniture, neon signs, and multiple food outlets. So the city's top chefs get together and they decide they're going to cook in this certain spot, and you kind of sit family style, inexpensive dining. And everybody sits at these tables. If you can kind of visualize sitting at family-style picnic tables where everybody just sits together, that's what this is all about, food halls. So 70 food halls have been around since 2015, and by the beginning of 2020, they figured the figure will have tripled. Solo travel and sharecations. So solo travelers are becoming a big thing. You would think that it would be the opposite, that more people are afraid to travel alone. But because there are so many hotels and cruise lines and activities and tour companies that know that there are so many people out there that say, I want to do this, but my friends don't want to go. And that used to keep people from wanting to go. But now, because we have some resources, solo travelers can hop on and hop off bus trips. You can find cool hostels. There are companies there now that are not charging the single supplements, and so you get an opportunity to travel the world, travel the U.S., and do it safely along with other solo travelers. So in 2018, 70% of passengers on Intrepid Travel's U.S. trips traveled on their own. Popular tours include Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Hawaii. And then number 10, holidays on horseback. Yeah, we're going back to the old dude ranches, but they're not the dude ranches of old. There are some luxury retreats out there that are kicking it up a notch. where you can do horseback riding, you can do wellness regimes, you can clear your mind, you can do yoga. Arizona has been known for its dude ranches for a very long time. Now we've got the Lodge at Blue Sky in Utah and Bishop's Lodge in Santa Fe. So those are some top 10 trends for 2019 for the United States exclusively, and we will continue trends throughout the rest of the shows. And so look forward to listening to what else is going to be coming on. I'm going to take a quick breather break, and then when I come back, we'll talk about what some of the other shows will be about. I'll see you here in a little bit. This is Karen Duncan, your Bucket List Buster. Thank you. Karen Duncan here, your Bucket List Buster. So let's just talk real quickly about some of the other things that'll be available on this show. So I've met some fantastic podcasters that are talking about their move to Panama. I know some wonderful tour guides that are putting on some great tours locally here and throughout the Caribbean. In fact, there's an organization called Local Tour Guides, and instead of using these big companies, they want you to support the local folks that actually know the destination. They grew up there, they live there, their heart and souls are there, their families are there. So we'll have some of those people on the show. Of course, we'll have some of the cruise lines, and not just the big boys, not just the larger commercial ocean liners, but some of the more intricate, intimate, smaller ships and smaller companies that are available out there for you to give a chance and give an opportunity to. There's something to be said about cruising on the big guys because they have so much to do on the ship, but there's something to say about the smaller guys that get you into the smaller ports. You stay longer, you get to choose the foods with the chef that you'll have for dinner or for lunch, and there are just some different activities, so the destination becomes your entertainment. So we'll have some of those folks on. Of course, we'll have some of the destination tourism organizations. We'll have some tour companies like backpackers and the organizations that do sports exclusively. If on your bucket list you want to go to the Super Bowl or Formula One, we'll have the people on the show that you will be able to hear what it takes for you to make that happen. And so I'm hoping to broaden your horizons, not just about the obvious, but about the not so obvious. And then when you go to make your decisions about going on a trip or moving to a different country, you'll have the resources that you need to make those things happen. And you'll find them right here on your Bucket List Buster. I'm hoping we become your main resource, and you'll just tune in every week to have some fun and see what craziness I come up with and how bad I mess up. Because when you do shows live, things happen, you say stuff you shouldn't say, or sometimes you just have a brain fart like I had earlier in the show today. But I'm so glad to be back on the air. I'm so glad that you're listening. And remember, you can find a link to the show so that you don't have to listen to it exactly on Thursdays at 2. But you can find me on Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And I'll be doing this weekly. Sometimes it'll be live from Panama. Sometimes it'll be live from the United States. Sometimes it'll be live on a ship. You just never know where I may end up. That's the beauty of being able to do a podcast over the airwaves, because I can do it from anywhere and you get to see what's going on. The other thing is I'll post some pictures and let you know how things go. Well, this is Karen Duncan, your bucket list buster, and I am so glad that you joined us today. I hope that we become your resource for finding and creating those travel juices, and you learn about some valuable information for your next trip. I hope I've empowered you to take time off and have some fun someplace in the world. Travel recharges your mind, body, and soul. You deserve it. This is your Bucket List Buster, here to help you start living your dreams. See you next week.